continue our hike today.
Yep, we're right here at the River Drive Trailhead and we're going to Cementon. So come on and follow us. I think it's 2.3 miles. The path we're on was a well-worn path. We're following what was once an active rail line. The trains shipped Pennsylvania coal, lumber, and ore to larger markets, such as Philadelphia and New York, and returned with finished goods. This process of exchange fueled the American Industrial Revolution, which relied on fast and dependable transportation networks. In the first half of the 19th century, newly built canals played this role. After the Civil War, however, railroads increasingly competed with their slower rivals and dominated for the next century. Only the post-World War II proliferation of long-distance trucking and the abundance of cheap fuel stifled the era of railroads. And we're right here at River Drive Trailhead. And up there is River Drive. And look at all these railroad ties. There's just a lot of them. And this concrete wall is here. It goes on for, well, quite a little ways here. And look at this. Why not a boat? We're on River Drive. All those electrical lines are making noise. A buzzing sound. And finally, our first shot of the Lehigh River. Is that beautiful?
You want to take a swim?
Not particularly. And I can't believe the sound those wires are making. But the river's beautiful. And when the world is making too much noise, just stifle it. Hey, wake up, we have a lot of miles.
Where are you going?
The Lehigh Coal and Navigation Company, LCN, constructed the 46-mile Lehigh Canal between Munchunk, now Jim Thorpe, and Easton between 1827 and 1829 to transport anthracite coal from the upper Lehigh Valley to Philadelphia. In the 1830s, the canal was extended 26 miles from Munchunk to Whitehaven, Pennsylvania. Since overland routes were poor in the upper Lehigh Valley, the canal was a boon to both farmers and industrialists who depended upon it to reach markets. The Lehigh Canal gave rise to new towns and supported the Lehigh Valley's 19th century rise as an industrial leader in the Commonwealth. The Lehigh Crane Iron Works at Catasauqua contained the nation's first commercially successful anthracite-fueled iron furnace when completed in 1840. Other nationally prominent industries in the Lehigh Valley included slate, cement, tanning, lumber, steel, and silk. Early railroads operated as support systems for the Lehigh Canal, providing an important transportation link from coal mine to canal. The Beaver Meadow, Munchunk Switchback, and other mountain railroads brought coal to canal ports. The Lehigh and Susquehanna Railroad traces its roots to 1837, when it was chartered by the LCN to connect the north branch of the Pennsylvania Canal with the Lehigh Canal. By the 1850s, railroads began to compete directly with canals. The Lehigh Valley Railroad, whose right-of-way was converted to the trail that we're standing on right now, extended from Munchunk to Easton by 1855 and was the first competitor of the LCN. Though the Lehigh Canal operated until 1931, the LCN began replacing flood-damaged canal sections with railroads in 1862, foreshadowing the canal's eventual demise. In the 1890s, a grassroots coalition of bicyclists and farmers lobbying for smooth, all-weather roads grew into a national Good Roads movement. The movement culminated in 1916 Federal Aid Road Act that provided funding for rural roads. In Pennsylvania, the Department of Highway was established in 1903, and in 1911, the Sproul Act created a state highway system. By 1920s, high standards of designs for roads and bridges were a product of the growth of the engineering profession and the integral role of professional engineers in the state highway department offices. Formerly located just west of this site, the 1930 bridge over Spring Creek was an example of a Pennsylvania Department of Highway Design reinforced concrete arch bridge. Well, we're gonna have to look on the map and see where we can start next time, because this is cemented. But to continue further, you have to go across the street through all that mess there. And it's not complete. And I don't even know if we can walk it, so I'm gonna look on the map to see where we have to continue walking.